Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Avi, and today I will be playing a local real kind gardener named Hatsumi Akisato. And with me today is my wonderful, beloved friend, who I adore very much, and does wonderful artwork. It's so very
Uh,
funny. They make me laugh every day.
but I, I, every day that this happens to me, part of me regrets like enabling this trend, but then I remember I get to murder all of you when I do get to start, and it makes it worth it. So know that I will be getting revenge because Avi right here is one of my favorite people, and I was genuinely so excited when I was finally able to do an FPS with them, considering I haven't been able to because I had zero ideas because I am a fool who is very invested in their stories without knowing shit about Persona 5.
I'm pretty sure most people here don't know anything about Persona 5.
But Avi is makes very good characters and storylines, and so I would commit atrocities to be able to interact with them more because they're one of my favorite people and they make me smile and I would do anything for them and I love them.
Hey,
They
you
are
remember
amazing.
before we started the recording to wait until we were recording to kill you on the spot?
No, I don't like this. I don't like this start.
Anyway, that
I
was me
can't tell.
killing you. Hi,
Okay.
Maki.
Oof. Oof, genuine sigh of relief. See, I can't tell with you because you can kill me in multiple ways. You can kill me with fluff.
Okay, that was planned though. Everything
Okay.
else here is not.
Okay. Thank you for the disclaimer. This way, if I get stabbed later on through fluff or angst, I will at least know that one wasn't like premeditated murder at least.
Mhm.
Glad we're keeping it to at least secondary or third degree. Nice, got it.
Yeah. But yes. Hi. Welcome to my House of Mirrors detectives. Um,
Tone voice, this seems familiar. I keep hearing this phrase.
anyway, um, speaking of Tome, I grab him and shake him around. Um, it
He
is.
he he, he jingles.
Love that for him. I'm imagining it like a Twitch streaming sound effect.
Exactly that actually. You shake him and his pin just sparkles a bit and you hear like the most like just general Twitch sound effects start echoing in your ears.
Iconic. Anyway, we are still in Yeddo trip for this FPS. I can't believe it took us 3 minutes to get to this point. Uh,
I'm here, it's a gift of mine.
um, we are still in Yeddo trip. Tome, boy, boy, you sure have been informed of some things.
Yeah, yeah.
How you doing?
Ha ha. So just Tone, we're talking about the Izumi stuff, right? I want to
Yes,
make sure. Yeah,
yes.
okay. So Tone, anytime Izumi gets brought up, especially on this trip, it's a really fun. It's it's a fun little box that he doesn't want to open. So he has taken this information, wearing it over Izumi, and then the professor. Oh,
You
and
cut
then
out
the
for me.
prof. Yeah, I stuttered to stop for a second
All right.
because I saw one of our audience members and I'm giving a heart. Oh, somebody leaves, somebody else joins. Um,
Ah,
he has taken this information, put it in a box, and inside I can hear Maki. I love
yeah, she
Maki.
is on my
I'm
lap trying to headbutt the mic.
I love Maki so much.
If you're wondering
Just
why it's taking us so long to get to this point, Maki is here.
I'm easily distracted by cat. Um, Tome has taken this information about Azumi, and he realizes to pro- he realizes he would have to process it, except for one important thing.
What?
The professor and Mori are taking care of it, so it can go in the box instead.
Oh,
So
you fucking dumbass.
has taken this information and went, ah, yes, the others are going to handle this. He will be fine. And has put it in the box labeled, I'm not ready, labeled Azumi situation. It's just called Azumi situation. Um, he'll unpack it eventually, I'm sure.
He will unpack it in this FPS. Heart emoji.
What? You put low to mild on the content warning, beloved. I'm just gonna put that little disclaimer out there.
Yeah, you want to know something? You want to know something about Hatsumi and what happened to her dad?
We... I'm starting to see what you meant when you said that this would be an interesting event. Holy shit.
Spec, I hold you so gently. I've said multiple times that this is the person whose dad died.
I want to point out the fact that I didn't realize that this character was dead, so obviously I have the processing abilities of a peanut some days, okay? I think you need
Do you
to
want to
remember
say that again? You want to say that again? For the recording? Like, are you sure you want that on recording?
Listen, these people are gonna murder all of the people here most of the people who would murder me for saying that are already here. I'm gonna get murdered live, okay?
Okay.
This is
Anyway.
said lightheartedly. I actually know I have I have a normal sized brain. For a disclaimer, this is not self-deprecation, so calm down, everyone. Hold down the pitchforks, pass out the things. If we're gonna murder anybody, focus on Tome.
No,
He's
I
the
hold
one.
you.
You know, yeah. Considering the fact that I straight up did not realize this guy was dead, despite you like spelling it out, I think we just need to establish like it does not. It's yeah. Yeah, I think that says a lot. Anyways, holy shit, this is gonna be an FPS.
Yes.
Do you want to like I'm just gonna say outright because I already have a feeling of how Tome's gonna process this once the situation goes down. I'm just gonna warn right now, we're probably gonna start leaning towards that mild.
Yeah.
Just like a little disclaimer there.
Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't sure because there isn't like I don't know for certain if it will come up, but I look at her insight modifier.
Yeah. Okay. If it doesn't get brought up, very likely low. Tome has handed me that this looks like a sweet innocent child, and ooh, we share a color palette likes. I like this person. Good fashion sense. But if Azumi murdering people gets brought up, I promise that Tome is going to be a normal person in any positive way, as we've discussed.
Yeah. Anyway, we're still setting things up.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It just took me out whenever the dots connected live on recording.
I sure did.
Just continue while I process this and try to prepare myself for whatever Tome's gonna hand to me.
Okay.
Terrifying, thanks.
So, it's been an interesting time, basically.
Yeah.
You have a non-zero chance of unpacking that, today. Here's the thing. You, have been staying in the hotel, here in Okashima, and yeah, it is a very high-end hotel. It is fancy as shit. Like, whatever the price tag on your rooms, your hotel rooms, is likely not cheap. You've got
Voice. Shit. One night here is a month worth of rent for me.
like, listen, um, yeah, you get room service here. Um, you can call for service or whatever.
Boys, we get hot towels.
Yeah, you get fucking hot towels. It is nice. It is nice in this hotel. You were told that the person who is paying for your hotel room is also the person who paid for your ticket to get here to Yeddo in the first place, because you weren't with the party who arrived here with the professor and the ellipsis. You came in late because Leonardo was sick.
Mm-hmm. And Tome is a worrywart father.
Tome is a father. We know this. He's dad.
You're a dad. Boogie woogie woogie.
So yeah, what is something Tome would be doing while in the hotel, but not necessarily like in his room?
All right, how do we get Tome out of his room? I love every time I do an FPS with Tome, I'm like, I've planned everything out, and then I always forget the most important part, which is Tome's partially an introvert.
Partially.
Okay. Partially.
Partially.
Mostly. He's.
Yeah, there would be a piano in the library, in the lobby. Like, gonna be honest, this is a nice hotel.
What would Tome do? Okay. Shaking Tome around. Come on. Give me something. Why are you leaving the room?
If you can't come
Tome,
up
you cannot hand all Tome's handing me is I need more coffee.
if you can't come up with anything, I can probably make up something on the spot.
You know what? I will say Tome needing coffee will still work because a lot of higher end hotels have cafes in them.
Yes.
He is at the cafe getting. There are people in this current thing who play one of Tome's children who will murder him. So I will not say which number of cup of coffee he's on, but he sure is on a cup of coffee at this point.
All right.
Camille's not gonna be happy.
He has to go to the cafe because Camille would slay him for not leaving his room. Thank you, audience.
Camille voice. Thank you very much. Tome needs his designated walk time.
God. Yeah. So you exit your room and you head down to the lobby where an entrance to this cafe area is. It is pretty quiet this morning. And there's only one other person here in the cafe besides the staff. And it is...
Is it a Blorbo?
It is a Blorbo. It is this young lady. I can't find a picture of her with her sun hat, unfortunately. Actually... No, that's not official. Never mind. You know what? Fuck it. You're gonna get the T-posing models.
Yes, like I'm so against T-posing.
This young lady, in a sundress, she probably isn't wearing her hat, but she probably has it in her hand because she is indoors. But yeah.
Boy, finally somebody who gets my fashion. I'm sorry I had to make that joke.
Yeah, she is a bit modest in how she dresses. Out of character, I don't think you want to know how much this probably cost.
Oh. Absolutely not. It's no, I can tell just looking at this. That belt, do you see that belt? That is not a cheap belt. That belt off most likely has like little tiny rhinestones on it somewhere.
Yeah.
We all know that's a designer jacket. Oh yeah, no. She has a very patable head. Pat pat.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes, very floofy hair. Um,
anyways, Tome is going to go and he's going to order himself a straight black coffee, as per usual. Um,
yeah, here's the thing.
no.
A tune. You were blatantly a tune.
Yeah, Tome sticks like a sore thumb in Yeddo. We have well.
Yeah, you were very obviously a tune. um,
7 foot tall UPA man making his way downtown.
making his way downtown, walking fast. Um,
Races past and he's coffee bound. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
yeah, pretty much. Um, she, this young lady, notices you. She's probably like, from what you can tell, she's probably waiting for her own order. And after you finish like talking to the staff, placing your order, uh, she I'm trying to decide how she phrases it because she is very polite, prim, proper young lady. Um,
Right, young bean.
and I also have to figure out how to do her voice.
Take your time. Take your
Yeah,
time.
give me a sec.
Hi, and welcome to yet another Timmy commercial. No, I'm not going to do that.
Strangles you. Yeah, she probably
Funniest
like
running gag.
she clears her throat to get your attention, and she says, I can't do her voice. Pardon me, are you part of the group that came here from Einquell?
Now for my favorite thing, because I always like doing this. I don't make it angst. I just think it's absolutely hilarious. Do you jump, Tome?
Ah! Jump scare.
Listen, he's a funny tune. I get to do this.
Ah!
Yes! Ah! He jumps. Tome startles slightly, and his line art kind of jerks as he turns around very quickly and goes, yes, I would be. He doesn't ask if it's that obvious because he is quite aware it is very much that obvious. He doesn't blend in.
Yeah,
Tome is living a main character life. He doesn't know how to feel about it right now.
you fucking get jump scared, and she kind of like squeaks and covers her mouth with her hands and looks very apologetic. And she's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you."
No, no worries. I can just be a little. Tome is really bad at conversing. Wow. I can just be a little jumpy. Yeah. Yeah, Professor found them the same way. Tome really be living stands out like a sore thumb, anxious little ferret energy.
He could do the ferret dance later.
It's a ferret later.
You know what it is. Anyway,
Gee, I don't.
you know how like ferrets will like wiggle around?
Yes, I do know that.
It's that's what I'm calling it now. Anyway,
I like that. That is just Tome constantly.
all right. Um. So, she kind of gives you a very she lowers her hands first of all, and she gives you a very very small, very gentle smile. Um, do you want to roll a quick perception?
Absolutely. Sorry, the gallery just murdered me real quick. All right, come on, Tome. How's a 31 for you?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, you got disgusting stats now, huh?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so, this young lady, who is very, very, dressed very finely, dressed, in such fine clothes, is very prim and proper, looks like she's got a hairstylist because, ooh, wow, those curls. um, you can also pick up on the scent of fresh plants and earth. Um, this is a young lady who gardens a lot.
Good.
But yeah, she gives you a pleasant smile and she goes, how do you phrase this, young lady? And she goes, actually, I'm very glad I got to meet you here. I was actually on my way to make sure that everyone else was doing all right.
Oh, well, it works out good then. You were going to check on everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Tome, do you connect the dots? It's the question.
Well, she's about to spell it out anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna let her spell it out because I don't want to test fate with that intelligence roll again.
Yeah. She goes, mm-hmm. My name is Hatsumi Akisato. I am the one who's paying for the hotel rooms.
Tome very quickly moves to take off his hat. Thank you. Thank you for providing for these places for us.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I'm just very glad to help.
Well, it still means a lot, so thank you.
Oh my god, Hatsumi, you can't just hand me that in the middle. Middle be like
Terrifying, thanks.
she just had a thought like, really, a hotel room is not that big a deal. I'm just like, honey.
Honey, you are talking to probably one of the poorest members of this group. This is going to be an interesting conversation for sure.
Uh, Playing Hatsumi is fun because, yes, she tries to keep her wealth as not a topic of conversation as much as possible, but also she is a rich girl.
Yeah, she's trying though, so I hold her for that.
Yeah. And I don't believe I got your name, Mr.
Tome, private investigator Grim Tome. There's the tune thing where that little.
And she gives you a polite bow. You know, this is Yeddo. That's how you greet someone. And but yeah, and she says, "Well, if you're also waiting for your order, would you like to sit with me?"
Sure, of course. And Tome kind of. Tome voice, I'm not disagreeing with the rich person. Tome is going to take a seat. Tome is respecting this one so far. So we're getting a good. This is a rich person he can stand because this person's been nice.
Yeah.
He won't eat this rich person. Tone voice, I eat the rich, but not today. Not this one. She seems polite. She can have rights.
You know that one meme of like, it's clear on the lease, no pets allowed, but it's just, eat the rich. Okay, I will make one exception because she seems very polite.
Exactly. Exactly. That is basically what's happening here. So he is definitely going to move to take a seat where she was sitting. I'm guessing her chair is still pulled out from where she stood up. If not, he will make sure that Tome has manners. He can pull out a chair for a young lady, and then he will take his own seat on the opposite end. Can I point out something really funny? This is Yeddo,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
that means they don't have like different size seats for like two Inkwell does.
Oh
So I'm just
no.
imagining I'm just imagining his little legs are in little crimped up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It makes me laugh. I have please. He's just slightly too tall for them. He's like comically slightly too tall for a chair.
Oh
It's
my
hilarious.
god.
Sorry, Abby.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
love it so much. Hatsumi sees this, and she goes, uh, would you like for me to ask for a different chair?
Oh, no, it's no need. I'm pretty sure rule of funny will make it to where I won't fit in the chair no matter what.
And she kind of blinks and she goes, is that something for tunes?
Oh, tone voice. Oh, people don't know rule of funny. Yeah, at least some of us. Rule of funny is basically, for some of us tunes at least, the funniest way something can happen, it will. Tome is getting such a culture shock right now. It's actually kind of hilarious.
And she's nodding along. She's being very polite and listening to you. Um, and she says, oh, I see. Oh, that must be very difficult.
uh, it's fine, honestly. Most of us who do have the rule of funny as part of our lives have kind of had it for a long time, so it's not as much of an inconvenience as people would think, I guess.
Hmm. And she kind of frowns and hums before she just nods at you and says, well, if you're certain, but if you need anything, just let me know, okay?
Oh, thank you. It won't be a need, but thank you.
Why do you want to incite this man?
Looking at
Oh,
Tom, he seems too polite. I know, like he.
yeah, no, that is in character for her. I'm gonna roll an insight. Because Hatsumi is a I can't believe you, Hatsumi. I can't believe
Oh
you.
gosh.
Um, as I was saying, she is a rich young lady, but she was born into her wealth, so she is she has grown up being used to people. Well, she doesn't like it when this happens, but she is used to people being polite to her because they know about her wealth. She's trying to pick up on that vibe specifically.
Yeah, Tome is definitely. It's a mix of things. She can tell for the fact that Tome is aware of her wealth and is trying his best to be more polite. However, she can also tell a lot of this is just Tome. Especially that last part about the don't worry about it, it won't be a deal was not the oh, you're rich, I don't want to bother you. It was I don't want to, but the rich had nothing to do with that. That's
Right.
just Tome's personality. Me holding up Tome, he radiates awkward energy. I can't help it.
Oh, I hold him so gentle.
Yeah, while there is some semblance of a oh, this person's rich, I should act nice. It is, yeah, no, Tome would. It is, I'm sorry, the gallery got me. It is very much I don't know how she could get this from Insight, but if Tome wanted to be rude to her because she was rich, he would be. He just
Okay.
does not want to be. He is very much a I will not. He's acting polite because he respects her, not because she's rich. I don't know how to explain it. It's
Yeah,
very
no,
much if
the
okay.
material wealth has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it's more that she seems nice and he doesn't want to upset her. The only part the material wealth is playing in this is I don't want to upset her because it might cost the others. It is not a self kind of thing. That is the only reason he would be worried about making her upset is genuinely because it might cost the others. He does not care. See,
I don't
you're
think she
right,
can
Quinn.
pick up on that specifically from an
I
insight,
know
but I
that's
hold out
no,
onto that.
I know she can't. I know she can't. That's the reason I'm like upset is because I'm like, Tome, I need you to hand me something that can be put into words, not just an entire feeling. And he's
And
just like, no, heart emoji.
love that for him. But yeah, she is very content. Like taking that in, she's very content with that. That she can pick up on that at least. At least the fact that like you are being nice to her out of like just genuine respect and not like because of her material wealth. Um,
Yes. I'm glad you got that out of my mess of words.
yeah. And she's just gonna nod, but what does she say? She says, if you are certain, but if anything arises, just do not hesitate to ask for my name, okay?
Oh, all right then.
And
Me knowing Tome won't.
she nods at him and gives a polite smile, and she's gonna fall into a comfortable silence. How you doing, Tome?
Tome is fine. Tome doesn't know what to do in this situation. He is an awkward being. Emphasis on the awkward. Less on the bean. He's more ferret than bean, but emphasis on the awkward. Like, he has his coffee. Once he gets his coffee, he's a lot more content. He has coffee in his system again. This entire trip has put him back on his coffee need. I won't lie. He's fallen back onto coffee. Uh,
We will get him off afterwards. Don't worry.
we'll fix this after he unpacks the Azumi situation. But for now, he is coping with everything through sheer amounts of coffee and case research
Hee-hoo.
because he is still working on the Azumi case, even though that is, I shake him. So he is very likely just settling into this silence. He has no intention of breaking it. Tome is not good for breaking silence, unlike me, who can't motion to this entire ramble right now.
Yeah.
Very fun opposites there. Tome has settled into a comfortable silence with just sipping his coffee. Most likely, the longer they sit there, the more his gaze starts to drift off slightly. Just because he does start to think about the case again.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of is living rent free in the back of his head.
So he hasn't fully packed it away.
Tome is funny because he is telling himself he's doing this because he owes Azumi for helping him on his case, and that he owes Camille this. He has not unpacked, nor does he acknowledge that he might actually be doing this because on some level he cares about Azumi, because he refuses to unpack that. So instead, he is unpacked just in it's more of all his emotions regarding Azumi are packed up in that entire situation, and then most of the situation packed up, and then he's just like allowed like a smidge for the case to come out. Just enough for him to do it from he's very disconnected from it emotionally, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's probably
Yeah.
as you're drinking your coffee at some point. One of the staff members has brought it over to you, and Hatsumi's is there too. I'm trying to think of like what would be so fucking hilarious for a rich person to get, because you got just a straight black coffee, right?
Hmm.
She probably got,
Which
got like the sweetest, like the sweetest possible iced coffee you can get.
I almost suggested something, but I like her, so I'm not gonna be mean to her.
Not the frappuccino. Not the Yudo awful
That is a
frappuccino.
Yudo specialty. That is a Yudo specialty. Only a
No.
tune like Yudo could survive that. A real kind would die from that.
It is specifically an iced coffee. And like
Is it a blonde vanilla?
probably.
It's a good latte.
Yeah.
Like that's actually a very good latte.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, she and I'm gonna be honest, she drinks it like she's drinking tea.
I love her so much actually.
uh Here's the thing though, it's not a teacup. There's no like saucer. So like for a split second you see her like move her hand instinctively um as if there was like a saucer. Um but there isn't. And like halfway through the motion she kind of just pulls her hand back as she drinks her cup.
Problems you don't expect at your local coffee shop.
Um it is very silly. She's still getting used to the coffee, which is funny for reasons I'm hoping will get talked about in the FPS. Chances are we won't, but we will see.
We
But
can try.
yes, there's probably like a good moment of silence before again she pipes up and she says, "Are you enjoying Okushima so far?"
Oh, I have been actually. I haven't got to do a lot of exploration, but I have enjoyed what I got to see. I I've traveled around the train a bit, and I've also gone to see some of the local sites. I will admit, unlike the others, I've mostly stuck to this hotel, but what I have got to see, I quite enjoyed.
I got two sentences at once, and I'm just like, honey, you gotta choose one. Uh,
I guess the joys of having a muse.
yeah, and I think what she ends up saying is, oh, so you haven't seen any of the locales. Sorry, um, there are
Is
quite
it not pronounced locals?
a lo- local versus locale. They're two different
Okay,
things.
okay. I was so confused for a second. I was like, have I been mispronouncing it this whole
No, 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 no.
time?
I'm talking about a completely different word. It's specifically a place. In
Okay.
yeah, but like she says, um, but yeah, she says there are plenty of very good places to go sightseeing. Have you been to? I forgot the word for it. I forgot what it's called. Is it called Sky Needle?
I know what you're talking about at least.
Yeah. Hang on.
Uh, sorry, just give me
Sky
a
Tree.
second.
There we go. Um,
Sky tree.
and she goes, have you heard of the Okushima Sky Tree?
I have heard about it, briefly. I believe, Arata mentioned it. I haven't got to see it though yet.
Oh, I think he should. It is such a wonderful, wonderful place.
Does it? Does it? Okay, out of character, I have to ask because if it's anything like the Empire State Building, does it cost money to go up that?
I do not know, but I do know it, the subway system will take money to get there because, of course,
Oh,
it's the subway. Um,
yeah.
no, that's the cost of the actual building itself.
You and me, you and me looking up entrance costs right now. Okay, admission fees. Okay, I don't know how to. I need to translate this to. I need to translate this real quick to dollars. Oh, that is 25. That is $24.
Yeah.
See, one second. Okay, I'm better.
You good?
And the sneezies hit. The sneezies hit.
Ah.
I hate to say, I don't know if Tome would pay. Because Tome, I've realized, is the type of person where he will not spend money unless one of the boys is involved. So if one of the boys asked, either whether that be Jubilee, Camille, or Leo, was like, "Hey, we should go up to the Sky Needle," then after some asking and the boys saying we don't want to go alone, Tome would go.
Yeah.
But just himself, no. I mean, the only reason he took the trade in the first place was to go looking for the boys. And since it doesn't relate to the case, yeah. So how are we going to word that, Tome, and not concern the rich person? Okay.
I think what she says is that it's a very lovely place. I would recommend going with the group.
Well, I will see if any of the others want to go. I know they've all been pretty busy, mostly.
And you have not gone anywhere with them.
Um, I I briefly went to the aquarium with two of them.
She's trying to do some like mental math, like counting the days since it's been since you guys got here.
Yeah, yeah. You don't got to do a lot of math. He does not go out often.
And sorry, I just read the calorie. Thank you. Professor's fucking loaded.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but Tome won't do that. He doesn't like asking people for money either. I shake him. I know it's he has a lot of stuff he needs to take care of. Okay, I'm very well aware. Okay, as the player, I'm very well aware. This is the reason we're magical physical therapying the shit out of him. Okay.
Anyway, near spoilers of future game events notwithstanding,
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
anyway.
This is part as if we all been.
Anyway, I said almost spoilers. I hold you so gentle. Anyway, how do you phrase this? He went to the aquarium and he did not, and he did just confirm that he hasn't like gone anywhere with anyone else. Like he's just been staying in his hotel room.
Yeah.
And Hatsumi,
He's gone to, out of character, he's gone to a total of 4 locations. No joke. He went to the cafe with Moria. He went on the train with Professor. He went out on the town with Jubilee. And then he went to the aquarium with Leo and Camille. That is all he's done.
There's gotta be a phrase on story that is something similar to when in Rome.
Do as the Romans do?
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like what would be good for a version in
When in Ye
in
when in
story.
Yeddo do as Yiddish people do?
Uh, I don't think we.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just read the gallery.
I don't
Um, but like, you with that response and the answers you've given her, she's able to connect dots in her head, and she just kind of gives you a very not worried, but like, um, you have definitely said something, and now she's frowning, and it's a very small frown. Um, and she says,
sweat dropping.
uh, and she says, well, hmm, how's she say this? Even if you're not staying in Yeddo for a long time, um, it still would be nice if you, no, don't phrase it like that. I would still recommend you at least go outside for a bit. Even if it is to just walk around.
He lets out a quiet sigh. Well, I will try then to spend a little bit more time out and around.
She's gonna insight that. That's a 16 on insight.
Am I allowed? I'm gonna roll deception. Yeah, yeah,
That's what I fucking thought.
yeah. Don't look at me and him. Just don't perceive us. I'm not proud of him either. That's
I mean, I can still turn this on its head.
oh no. Okay, that scares me, but okay.
She
You know what?
goes, huh?
Hmm?
What were you saying?
I was gonna blow, I was be like, you know what? Tome wants to dig his own grave. Let him dig it. Let us see where that path leads, I guess.
Looks at the name of this FPS.
For listeners, by the way, as you have realized through this entire FPS, most likely, I did not realize what I was getting into, which is kind of hilarious and very in character for Tome. I'm not gonna lie, but
And
I thought of this title not realizing what I was getting into. I now see why Avi was very DM excited.
yeah, and she goes, there is a very long pause. She has not stopped frowning. And she says, kind of quietly, she says, she asks you, are you saying that because you intend to, or because you are trying to placate my worries?
I'll give you a roll for that. Tome's frames stutter slightly. Wow, yeah, you just wow. Wow.
Yeah. I would like for the
Tome,
audience.
no,
Hmm?
you go.
I would like for the audience to know that in canon Persona 5 Strikers, this is the same girl who looked at an inspector, a high-ranking official in the police force, and said with a smile on her face, "We just don't like the police. That's all."
I love her so much, actually.
Anyway, as you were saying.
No, another. I need to kidnap her for a few. I'm joking. Just let her go for her own certain person. It'll be fine. Um. Yeah. See, here's the one problem. Tome has handed me, in all his brilliant wisdom, as you know, is about to be followed with a very stupid thing. Um. Ah, this one can read me. And do you know what his instinctive reaction was to that?
What?
Do you know what this idiot handed me?
Oh, what did he do?
He was like, the last person to do it this well was Azumi. I don't. Walls are going up now, and now I'm just throat strangling him. Brr. So that's what that loud tone was for.
Uh,
So yeah. Listen, listen. Let's be honest. Camille read him before Azumi did. Leo is technically the person to go in the middle, but Tome cannot see Leo in a negative light. Other people have kind of read him, but they haven't straight up, like, brutally murdered him this badly. That I can remember, and thus he can remember off the top of his head. Which is another thing. Even if people have brutally read him in between then, it did not. Azumi's case was special, and then I think it kind of permanently left a mark on Tome, so now every time he gets brutally, like, ripped open and read like a book, he associates with Azumi.
this is so funny because she didn't even read you.
Yeah.
Are you
I
ready?
know, that's why it's so funny.
Are you ready for the for Tom to face the consequences of his actions here? Um,
I am. I don't know if Tome is. Let's go.
and she takes a moment and then she takes a deep breath and she says, Investigator Tome, I understand that I might be privileged, but there is no need to treat me like a delicate flower.
There's a pause, and Tome blinks and goes, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I may have come across wrong. Your status has nothing to do with any part of this conversation so far.
But if that were the case, and she kind of stops mid sentence and looks a little frustrated. Not like at you, but she doesn't like completely put the two pieces together. And she says, this entire time she's been sitting with her hands in her lap, very dainty, very young lady, delicate young lady. But you can see her kind of like shift a little, and her arms are like kind of pulled in tighter, almost
No,
like she is wringing her hands.
oh gosh, I can feel it already. The dad instincts. Calm down, Tome. You're making him concerned.
And she says, um, if that were the case, then may I be a bit blunt?
Tome inside his head. Don't say yes, don't say yes, don't say yes. You know what's gonna end up making you upset. Tome out loud. Sure.
If I may, your response just now just felt a little disingenuous.
Big word.
Uh, it didn't feel genuine.
That's what I was figuring. I just wanted to. I was like, that's a big word.
She's basically referring to the fact that she got worried about him, and he brushed her off, or at least that's what it felt like. Um, and she is assuming that the reason he did that is because he doesn't want someone of a wealthy status to be concerned about him.
Okay. We're gonna assume that Tome could figure that out because Tome has good insight.
Yeah.
If you want me to roll, I can technically roll.
You have a plus fucking 12.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He
Your
does.
passive is a 22.
Yeah. He does. I love his modifiers. um,
I pat your face. But yeah.
uh, Tome, Tome takes all this in and takes a deep breath and folds his hands as he tries to word this because, oh God, Tome, look what you've gotten yourself into now.
Haha, reap what you sow, bitch!
You're having a blast over there, Avi, I see. Tome boys, I should have stayed in the hotel. The coffee was worth it, but I should have stayed in the hotel room. Tome is kind and he processes that and he takes a deep breath and finally he's like, she said her name, right?
Yeah,
I'm not going crazy.
Hatsumi Akisato. Do you want me to
Okay.
spell it out?
Can you please spell it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she said her name, but I'm gonna need it spelled because we know my.
It's enrolling.
Yes. Miss Hatsumi. I was being sincere when I said my reaction had nothing to do with your status or wealth. I will be honest with you. If I wish to treat you any differently because of your status, and please don't let my opinions reflect upon the others, but if I were to treat you any differently because of your status, it would not be in a positive way. I do not wish to concern you because you are someone who just look at the gallery. Because you are. Tom trying to gather his words and he's stumbling slightly now. I don't wish to concern you because you have no need to be concerned, if that makes sense. It has nothing to do with your. Of course, it does not.
It does
okay.
not.
Investigator.
Investigator. I keep wanting to say inspector. That's not right.
I have a different shit by that name.
Yeah. I'm afraid it does not make sense, Investigator Tome. I am the one in charge of making sure that your accommodations are all well. By that frame of reference, I am meant to be concerned.
Well, the thing is, if all my accommodations are well, I'm at a very nice hotel, and that is all I could ask for. You also helped cover my travel to here, so thank you again for that.
A hotel room is meant to be a place to come back to, Investigator. You are meant to leave it at some point.
Which I have. I have left it a couple of times to go out with the others, or to do research, either for a place to go with them or for my own personal reasons.
If I may be straightforward, Investigator, are you certain you are taking good care of yourself?
Holy shit!
I'm sorry, she is that blunt. She is that kind of girl.
I'm glad she is. Holy shit. We're just gonna roll a whiz on that one. Wow. Yep, he's fine. He blinked twice, but I'm quite sure that I am. Technically, he's not lying. Not right, but he's not lying. So I strangled him.
3 meals a day? She's got this look on her face like she has shifted out of like being polite and is being let's go with older sibling friend. Even though you are older than her.
I am.
I don't think mom mode is appropriate here.
No, he could be her father. No, Tome, have you ate? Because he's gotten very much the detective hyperfocus case syndrome, so I'm gonna roll con. It's just, You know, that could be worse. He, well, flavored as, I know how to flavor it. Yes, I do have normally 3 meals a day.
And you have eaten today?
Yes.
I don't even know what time of day it is. It's probably like in the morning.
It is at some point. If it makes you feel any better, all he was handing me is I had like a little pastry. So it's probably morning-ish.
Yeah. And she goes, and you have been getting enough sleep?
Yes.
I see that. Oh, shit.
I don't like that. That was a nat 20, wasn't it?
No.
That was nat 1.
It was, I'm just impressed by how close it was.
Yeah, he's lying.
She gives you an appraising look. And that very, disappointed, gaze where she can tell that you're lying.
Tome is sticking his heels in. I never said he was good at this.
Yeah. And, oh. Are you sure you want to say that, my dear? My beautiful
dear.
Baby darling girl.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Actually, I'm gonna DM it to you, and you'll tell me if you want me to go with it.
I will leave it up to you, but I'm gonna tell you the reaction at least. The fact that you're having to DM it kind of scares me, I won't lie.
I hear that noise.
You can if you want. I state my warning from the beginning about how this will go down.
Okay.
I don't mind. I am letting you choose because that will take a turn for things that may have consequences in future FPSs.
Again, it is in character for her to get straight to the point. Because you did just lie to her. And she says, this is about the case, is it not?
Pauses. And takes a moment. I'm so sorry, Avi, for what he's about to do.
Uh-oh.
You can override that if you want. I will let you. But if anything, we'll just flavor it how well he does this. But after only a very brief prophecy, he goes, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm afraid.
Oh, she, even with a good deception roll, she would not be inclined to believe you.
Yeah, I'm like, like I said, we could just ignore that because what he's about to say is such a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
He is an investigator and he does have patient confidentiality. So that at least that one's not completely just bad self-care habits.
Yeah. With all due respect, investigator, you are a private investigator and you came here at Azumi's request. Her voice changed like 3 times in this FPS.
Oh, I felt that. I'm pretty sure Tome's voice has changed 3 times in this FPS alone. No, and I play him consistently. He sighs.
A simple yes or
Yes.
no would. Oh,
Yes, I did. I did come here for that.
a simple yes or no would have sufficed, investigator. I do not intend to breach your confidentiality. I just don't appreciate being lied to.
There is a sigh. That is understandable. I will not lie about that. That is a very much understandable reaction. Forgive me for that.
Oh, that was a strange and sudden emotion you handed me, young lady. Okay.
What?
Okay. And she had her hands. She had lifted her hands onto the table at some point. She had like not like making a big fuss, but like she had pressed them onto the top of the table. Before she kind of like pulls back and lets out a sigh and says, "It's alright." And she's not meeting your gaze.
Tom's rolling that inside. It's his turn. And he has a very different modifier than a +3.
That is a
Gosh,
22. I hold you so gentle. She knows about Azumi. She knows why you're here. Haha. There is a very good chance that she knows what the case is about. And in that vein, she knows Azumi. You lied to her.
there is a sigh. I'm sorry for upsetting you. You don't. It is not of any right of me to say this to you, but you do not need to lie to me about how you feel.
I
I did
was.
not mean. You
Continue.
go.
No, you continue.
I did not mean to upset you. The case, as you most likely know, is simply a very confident one, com com complicated one, and I do my best to not bring it up around anybody who I have not been told by him himself is involved.
I understand, investigator.
Understanding, though, does not change the fact that I did hurt your feelings, and for that I am sorry.
And she's going to take a deep breath and um, she says, "Okay, I accept your apology."
And he gives a little nod for that, to that.
There's probably another long pause. And she looks very, very thoughtful. Like her thoughts are entirely elsewhere. Um, and again, she goes back to like placing her hands in her lap and fidgeting basically with her fingers. Um, Before she speaks back up again. And I think what I am about to say is going to kill Tome.
Oh no. Hit him.
And he says, "If I may say so, it is a it is a genuine relief to know that there are people looking after Izumi-san."
Yeah, you were right. Oh, 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 ouch. How you doing, Tom? He, lies, of course, you idiot. He, nods. That, there, Azumi very much has plenty of people looking out for him. You'll be happy to know.
And she nods and she says, "Well, yes, if they would not have come to help on this case if they did not care." Hands you another knife.
You're just trying to destroy Tome at this point.
Yeah, admittedly a little bit, but also she does not know any better.
I'm not stopping you. If I wanted to stop you, I'd stop you. Let's destroy this wall. Why don't we? We'll see. We'll see. Tome is very good at compartmentalizing is one problem, but we're gonna hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully.
If not, she's just gonna keep going, and she says, "When I had known him a few years ago, he did not have that. So it is
Ouch.
it is very nice. It is very nice to have that extra bit of reassurance."
Ouch. Wow, Avi. Whew. Tome boy, Tome, my beloved. No, no, you have already broken once. We are not doing this twice. You better start giving me stuff, Tom. We're not doing this 2 times in a one trip. I, the player, am not putting up with that.
Take your time. Take your time.
Give me a second. I gotta dig through him. He is Hanami starting to shut down, and I'm like, we're not doing this, so let me just dig in there for something.
Hey Tome,
You
you've basically just gotten confirmation that this kid has had no adult supervision. How you doing?
not doing good. He's not doing good. Because here's the problem. Here's the problem. He has, because with that sentence, out of character, with that sentence, we want to know what you've just done. Out of character, with that sentence, you have unpacked like three different things at once. And by unpacked, I mean like you've kind of gathered them into like one emotion. Because on one hand, you have forced him to come across the fact that, yeah, she has a point. Why would he come if he had not cared? But then he has to unpack the fact, yeah, when he came, he did care because he didn't know about the situation. I've said this before. Tome didn't realize the Zumi was a murderer thing until post the Yeddo trip starting. So that was a realization that hit him while already here. So that's part of the reason he's been unpacking that, is because he did come here caring about Azumi, and he can't deny that, but he wants to deny that because it hurts because it brings into a whole other can of worms. And then you do something even worse. You point out that Azumi didn't have an adult figure there for him, which we've established. Tome has dad energy. And I don't know what this is, even if maybe it's not I see this as my child, it is still this kid needed an adult. Someone should have been there for him. How can I, in good conscience, deny this? That's another thing. He still sees Azumi as a kid. Azumi is still a kid in his eyes.
Does a funny little jig that makes you face the consequences of your actions.
So he is kind of just going through it because there's no good way for him to unpack this without possibly breaking again. Because either A, he goes, yeah, this is fine. I'll just have to accept what Azumi did, but then he's gonna have to come to terms with the fact that he once again opened himself up to someone who turned out to be a murderer, and has to get into the fact of he cared about somebody who murdered someone, which he's like he talked to Jubilee, he's never viewed murder situations as black and white, but he's never cared about one either. There was still a disconnection from it. He cares about Azumi. It has created a complicated situation, especially because Azumi is involved on his case. So he does still associate Zumi heavily with his emotions of that case, where he is very anti-murder because of what happened. But then at the same time, though, if he doesn't unpack that, he has to unpack the whole, okay, I am turning on this kid. I am denying ever having cared about him. I am treating this black and white. I myself am becoming a problem. I myself am becoming as cold and heartless as the person who has hurt me in the past. I am seeing the world as black and white as she did. So he's coming to this point where he either has, it feels like a lose-lose situation to him. Either he has to process something that will intricately hurt him and force him to accept that he has to keep his heart open, even though we could hurt him, or he has to accept the fact that he may finally be facing his biggest fear of becoming like Penumbra. He is having a crisis because of Azumi.
Holds you so fucking gentle and a nice smile, ominously.
So yes, I, the player, am going through it because Tome's just handed me, what do I do? Because he doesn't know how to do this without it all falling apart in years of putting things into bottles explodes and shatters in his face.
Haha. Gives you a funny little FPS that forces you to unpack your shit.
You're having so much fun over there, Avi. Lighthearted affectionate.
So I am. Toe's had it too good for too long.
He's broken like twice. He's broken like what? What do you mean? different things at once. One, I'm trying to process Tome, and two, I'm realizing this is technically yet a true. I've used. You know what? Hold up. This actually might. If this actually gets unpacked, this might actually explain why Tome was in such a good mood for Paint Fest. Hold up, actually. Nope, we'll unpack that later. That's a whole different unpacking. Oh boy. Okay, Tome, come on. You're going through it. We've established that, Tome. I just need a response to this.
I could have her keep going.
You know what? Sure, keep going. Why? I try to think of something. It'll be in character for the extremely long pauses he's handed me. Just keep murdering Tome. Either he'll talk or he'll start crying. Who knows?
What were you going to say? My beloved little baby girl.
Yeah, broke character.
Um, she says, it is actually something that I've been worried about, that people would have turned him away. But I'm glad that's not the case.
You little shit.
You.
You care about him a lot, don't you?
You do see her kind of like blink, like she wasn't expecting that question, and then like there is a pause where like she is trying to like figure out like, oh shit, do I?
You know, Reverso.
And she says, I'm not certain.
It's complicated, isn't it?
And again, she kind of shrinks in on herself and kind of rubs one hand against an arm, and she says, it is very complicated. Yes.
Azumi was close with a lot of you before everything, wasn't he?
I don't know if I can speak for the others, but even if he had us all fooled, there was always something about him that concerned us. Or at the very least, it concerned me. And I know it concerned Arata-kun as well.
You can... Tome just handed me... Was it the fact that he fooled himself as well? Tome, you can't just switch opinions on Azumi in mid-FPS. You gotta keep some consistency here.
Hello?
He's handing me he still very much strongly dislikes Azumi in the situation, but the way she worded that, it made him... We've established Tome... Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. That's why Tome dislikes... Okay, that explains a little bit of this.
Uh-oh.
I was like, why is he... the mirror situation. We've established the more somebody unconsciously reminds Tome of himself, the more he hates them. There we go. There's where it's settled. Okay, that explains at least a little bit of the strong emotions behind this. Because what she said was, even though he had all of us fooled, it got two responses from Tome. One was, of course, the Penumbra had everyone fooled. But the other one, and the one that took me out, and the reason I completely stuttered, was he also handed me was that partially because he had himself fooled? And I'm just sitting here.
Are you sure you can say that to Hatsumi?
I'm like, I don't think he can say that. Both one, because I don't think he's fully processed it himself. Like, I feel like that was like a fleeting thought, one of those mirror things kind of reflected for a second. Because I've mentioned before, Tome has his own entire crisis going on. And one of his thoughts was, is it perhaps because he fooled himself? Because Tome's very aware that he fools himself a lot of times when trying to fool others. I'm quite certain Camille or Leo has even pulled this card on him.
Yeah.
So it makes sense he would have that connection because he's used to associating that. But shakes Tome, you can't, you gotta stop shutting down on me. Takes a sip of my root beer.
Yeah, she's basically said that, like, it is hard to say that she cares. Um, and she has given you a reason, her reasoning at least.
Oh.
And is Tome put together enough to roll an insight?
Yes.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh no, that was a nat one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, all you can get is that it's complicated, trademark and in bold.
Me, Tome's put together enough. Tome Muse, are you sure about that? We sure about that? Okay.
Tome just
Okay.
likes proving you wrong, apparently.
No, I'm getting really annoyed with this. This is very upsetting to me. Uh, lighthearted joking. Tome. Problem is, this Tome wouldn't pry.
Which is why I try to give you the insight roll, but you got a fucking 13.
Got a nat 1. 13 aside, he got a nat 1.
Technically speaking, in raw rules, when you do ability checks, it is the modifier included. So,
Mhm.
like, let's say if a DC was 12, you got a nat 1, but your modifier is 12,
Yeah.
you would still pass the DC.
I know raw rules, and I do play that for like DCs and stuff like that. I do it by that. Just like out of character, the fact that it's a nat 1 is something that plays in my head. Give me a second. I'm gonna get him to say something. I'm just gonna dig it out of him.
Yeah, like, I think the only time nat 1s apply is for, like,
Death saves.
like, nat 1s and nat 20s are based on luck, but the real, like, effect comes in
Modifiers.
from the modifiers. So, like,
Yeah.
even if your ability check rolls are, like, supposed to be, like,
Okay.
punishing someone because their luck was bad just doesn't make the game fun, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I was genuinely saying it because I like to do the whole
Yeah.
haha nat 1 thing.
you can
No.
flavor it as like, yeah, you had a bit of bad luck, but you still did it. Like,
Yeah.
but like, I
Oh,
think I think the only reason that wouldn't apply would be like maybe for combat, but like,
yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. I
yeah.
was not disagreeing with that. Tommy.
Oh no,
Okay.
I was reading the gallery for a bit. Anyway,
Nice. Okay. Gosh, Tome. None of these are good ways to unpack this, but okay. So, how much? So, how much do you know about the case?
and she kind of looks up at you like she's trying to gauge if she should like really tell you.
Only if you want to be honest with me. You don't have to be. Like I said, I have not earned your honesty this conversation, and I am aware of that, and I don't plan on interrogating you either. You have no obligation to actually answer that question.
It's it's oh right, investigator. There there is simply not an easy way to say this. My father, um, he was originally the owner of our family company before I had to inherit it. My father was one of Azumi-san's victims.
There it is. Okay. Okay. Tome is very quiet at that, and his frame rate definitely freezes, and he did not know this.
No, because she didn't bring it up until now.
Yeah.
So I am certain you can understand why when I said that it was very complicated.
Yes, I very much. I'm so sorry. I'm, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She takes a deep breath and she says, "It's quite alright. Um, it happened. It happened some time ago, and my father, he was not a good man. There is no denying that. And while I had hoped that the spirit rogues changing his heart would have led to him becoming better,
Hold up. Have we established if Tome knows about change of hearts?
we have established that he is a fan of Trickster, at least from when he was still in Toontown. So that would
Yeah,
imply that he would know about changes of
okay.
heart.
Okay, I just want to make sure we established that. Okay, because I
Yeah,
know he was a fan of Trickster because of the whole Toontown thing. Okay.
yeah.
My brain, I was having a lag in the brain there for a second because I couldn't remember if Trickster had done that there too. I was like, okay,
No, he's done it a few times.
okay, whew, sigh of relief.
To be fair, they've been on like smaller scale, unless we count Sinclair.
Yeah, okay. Tome Tome is quiet at that, and He is very much choosing his words carefully in this situation. And I'm gonna be honest, he doesn't know what to say other than finally just I'm sorry. Because he doesn't know what else to add to that.
And you see her, like, pause for a moment as she's kind of just looking at you before she kind of just lets out a sigh, and there's, like, this soft smile on her face, and she says, It is. It is very interesting, I think, at least to me, when people don't know what to say in response to hearing about a tragedy like this. They always apologize, but it's not their fault. It happened, yes, but in the end, the best we can do is to move on. I. My feelings towards Sumi-san are very complicated. I cannot say whether or not I would forgive him if he asked, but at the same time, it would be wrong to deny him of the fact that he has done better and that he wants to do better.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry over here. Whew. Getting emotions. Giving me emotions with these little Yeddo characters.
Who hands you a funny little girl and makes you fall in love with her.
You did, and now I'm wet. There is a deep breath. I don't expect you to forgive him. And I think you're very wise for your age, especially believing that the best thing we can do in the light of tragedy is to learn to continue on. Deep breaths, Tome. He does not say that out loud, but I'm thinking that right now. Deep breaths. Cry the player, lose it. Because I am, whew, that is a lot of emotions within my chest now because of you. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tome is sure handing me every emotion under the sun right now. Deep breath. It. You're right. It is. There's a soft laugh. It is a little strange that we always respond with, I'm sorry. I will admit I almost said it again. I was gonna say I'm sorry that you've had to grow that wise so quickly. But I I think part of the reason we say that is not because it is our fault of what happened, but because we wish we could offer some other kind of condolences. Some way to help ease the pain. But words are hard, and it is often it's hard to grief is not as easy as simply having someone tell you words and having the pain heal. Even the most complicated relationships are still relationships, and they will They will hurt when they leave, no matter what.
And there is a nod. It's very slow at first, and I think she goes, I agree. Thank you for... How do you phrase it as? I think she probably does start with, like, thank you for, before she kind of trails off and she realizes she wasn't even entirely sure how to put together her words. And she kind of just laughs and says, oh, you are so right. Words are very hard.
He gives a laugh. Yeah, they are.
And
You're welcome. Just a little nod. One of those words are hard, but yeah.
mm-hmm. Or are you going to get philosophical?
Not a nickel for every time.
No, here's what's gonna happen. Here's what she says. She says, to answer your question from earlier, about whether or not I care about Azumi. It is difficult to say, yes, but I'm trying to find the words. She says, regardless of whether or not I care about Azumi, in the end it would be wrong to turn him away from help when he has been trying so hard to do better. I suppose one could argue that I care in that way, but I was not exactly close with him. But at the same time, I do wish the best for him. Because and she kind of trails off for a second and she catches herself and says, because even if we in the end choose not to forgive him, I certainly hope he will be able to forgive himself.
Ouch. Oh, Tome feels really bad for being mean to Azumi now. No, Tome feels bad.
Haha. Anyway,
Avi, you're gonna have to face these consequences too, because Tome's gonna have to talk to Azumi eventually now.
Oh no, I'm excited for that.
I'm sure it's gonna be a conversation, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Tome nods, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if he knows what to say, because he all Tom's handed me is this kid's wiser than I am, because this kid can find it in her heart to accept that he deserves good things, even though she can't forgive him. Would I have trouble doing the same thing? So probably all he says is, I already said you're quite wise, but I will repeat it. Because You have a kinder heart and a wiser mind than I will admit most adults I have met have. Don't let the world take that from you, okay?
Oh, most assuredly not.
There's a smile.
Okay, she's gonna do her best to make a joke. She says, I have grown up going to many high-end venues. I am very well aware of how awful, she chooses her words carefully, how awful adults can be.
There is a snort at that. Oh, I was about to say you have no idea, but considering you've gone to venue
High-end
that
venues.
word high-end venues, no, you do. I will admit, no, you're one of the few people I can actually agree with. I can actually say, yeah, no, you know it.
Alright, I think we're probably at a good place where we can probably start
We
to
are.
wrap up. Um,
Let's start to pack up these boxes.
yeah. I've handed you many knives. That is enough knives for one night. Accidentally bumped the, the rating into medium. Sorry, guys!
All you did was just put a couple like one of those things where you shake it and then it explodes into Tome's little box here. I'm sure that won't have any consequences later.
Most assuredly not. um, but there's probably like a moment, another moment of pause as that part of the conversation comes to an end, and she takes another sip of her iced coffee, and she says, do you do any gardening, Inspector? Not Inspector, Investigator?
I personally don't, but I do know someone who does. Why?
Well, you see, and here's the thing. I think it would be very cute if we closed off the scene on Hatsumi telling Tome about her garden.
Yes, please.
And here's the thing. Her family's company is a food company, which means they have experimental seeds that you cannot get anywhere else. They grow like very specific vegetables, like specific types of vegetables that have been like crossbred and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And she is telling you about that. She's telling you about how she's trying to figure out how to grow coffee here.
Tome is just listening with like a very happy smile to see her cheering up.
Yeah. And that's a good place to wrap up. And
Indeed it is.
thank you, Spec, for playing with me.
Thank you, Avi, for making me face consequences.
Oh, you're welcome. I told you it was going to be an interesting one, but I hold you so gentle.
I had no idea.
And thank you to our listening audience, both now and in the future. For now, we are going to bid you a good time zone. Bye!
Bye!